Hello my gorgeous loves out there and welcome. In today's video I'm going to be playing with some new products from the newest collab with Glamlite and Chucky. I picked up the eyeshadow palette and I picked up one of their eyeliner duals in the whole collection, and I wanted to play with them, do some swatches, and give you guys my overall thoughts on the products. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bri and I'm just a crazy lover of all things beauty, and I like to post a lot of fun, colorful makeup content. I like to do a lot of indie makeup, so if that is what you're into, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. Such a long time since I've last done a dedicated review video on a Glamlite release. I feel like I've been passing on a lot of their releases or purchasing them a lot later, but when I saw this collection I was somewhat intrigued. I wasn't totally sure about the whole Chucky theme, and I was a little worried that it was going to be like a super monochromatic red palette, but when they sneak peeked the products I was like, you know what? I really like that. The palette is a smoky dream, but I think we should start off with the little liner dual and we can get into the palette. So it's the Chucky eyeliner dual kit. The packaging on all of these products is excellent. Like the attention to detail, they nailed it. Like they really went all out with this collab. Like look at that. So good. And I remember watching like all the Chucky movies as I was growing up. I was watching scary movies as a kid. That's probably why I'm weird now. And then inside here, it pulls out and there's the little liner duals. So one is like a pen liner and one is like a pencil. So I'll show you guys this. This one is the pen. Like look at that fine tip. I'm not sure if this is a felt tip or a brush, but let me swatch it. Ooh. I think maybe it's a felt tip. I can't really tell, but there's a little line I was able to create. And then this one is just a pencil in black that you sharpen. Let's see. Oh, wow. This is super creamy. I was not expecting that. Sometimes like pencil liners can be on the drier side, but that glided on so nicely. So we're going to use those products. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, the liner dual goes for $18. So you get two liners for 18 bucks. That is not bad at all. And Glamlite is a more affordable brand, I would say. They're not drugstore pricing, but they're not like super high-end pricing. I also forgot to mention all of these products in this collection are on a pre-order, so you can still pick them up, but it will probably take some time for you to receive the product since it is a pre-order. But let's get into the palette now, which goes for $32. Here's the outer packaging. I just had to show you. I am blown away by the packaging. It's so good. And then here's the actual palette itself, and it has a holographic image. Like, look how cool that is. That is so insane. Like their design team did such a good job. And then here's the back of it. It has hearts. It's all black and red. And then it has a mirror with images, some more and more hearts. And then look at this color story. It is so beautiful and smoky. It has a lot of depth in here. I love that they also included some red tones, some purple tones in here. We got a lot of cool tones, like just so much smoky goodness. And this is totally my kind of color story. I love dark smoky looks. And this kind of reminds me of the Melt Beetlejuice palette that they came out with, the waiting room, I think that's what it was called. And that was one palette I regretted not picking up. It was like the one that got away. So I feel like I'm kind of capturing that color story in this palette. So I'm really excited to get into this. I think in today's video, I'll probably just do one look because that's all I have time for. And I feel like if I do two looks, they're just going to end up looking like smoky looks in the end. So I'm just going to do one. I think that's the best bet. So what I want to do is get a little closer and jump into this palette, use the liner duals, see what kind of look I can come up with, and then I can give you guys my thoughts at the end. So I got a little closer. I think that's a good distance. I'm going to use the Glamlite Icing Eyeshadow Base and Buttercream to prime my eyes. This is a really good eye primer. Use it a lot on my channel because it's good and it does the job. It does have a base to it, like a color, which I love. So it leaves like a nice blank canvas for my lids, and they come in different colors, which I think is really good too. So let's get into the palette, and I did not set my primer, by the way. So let's start off with Play Pals. This is a deeper red tone burgundy matte, and I'm just going to dust off the excess, and we're gonna go right in. I think I'm just going to use this all through the crease. We're going to get dark and we're going to get smoky because, I mean, this is that kind of palette. I feel like I just have to go very smoky with this. Now, if you're not a person who likes darker palettes overall, this might not be your jam, but this is totally my kind of color story. So I'm just putting that everywhere. So this shade is looking a lot more plummy and like purple tone than red, which is surprising because it looks more red in the pan, but that's totally fine. I think I want to now take Till Death Do Us Part. This is like a lighter, like reddish burgundy shade, and I'm going to see if I can use that to get more of a red tone in the look, because I did want the crease to be more of a darkish red color. Oh yeah, see, that's bringing in more of like a winey red into the shade, much better. So now I want to maybe soften the edges a little bit and go into Scarier Than Ever. This one is kind of a clay color, like a reddish clay color, and I'm just gonna softly work that on the edge. I feel like this is one of the lighter shades in the palette. I feel like there's maybe one light gray in here, but that's basically it for like lighter tones. So should we get even smokier? Should we? Even though this is probably smoky enough. But maybe we'll take a little bit of He's Back, the shade, which is a, I think, matte black with little red sparkles in it. Which most likely the little red sparkles are just gonna dust away, but I'm just gonna use that on the outer corner and maybe a little bit through the crease, even though I know like I'm smoky enough. And I'll probably clean up the edges with like a makeup wipe to get the shape better. But I knew I was gonna commit to super dark look. I mean, this palette is made for that. So now I wanna do my lower lash line, and I wanna try Let's Be Friends. And start off with that. I'm sure, you know, I'll get smoky down here too. I'm just gonna go cover the whole bottom part with this shade. I'm gonna take a little bit of the Play Pal shade and use that on the outer corner just to connect to the depth on the top. And now I want to get into the metallics. I'm just trying to use as many shades as possible since I'm only doing one look. So I do want to start off with Your Pal Since '98. This is a black metallic, and I love a black metallic. I want to see what it's like. I'm going to swatch it. Ooh, that is dark and saturated and beautiful. And I am going to wet my brush a bit. I'm just going to use this on the outer edge just to start off, where, you know, the depth is. Oh yes, I love these kind of shades, and I feel like they're not included very often in palettes because I don't think most people like super dark metallics on their lids, but I love it. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. If I wasn't trying to use more colors, I would totally cover my entire lid with this shade. Now I want to get into the Issue 666. This is a purple metallic, and I'm gonna pick it up, and I'm also going to wet the brush and use that over here. Ooh, it's a beautiful deeper purple metallic. I'm just kind of blending it in a little bit into the black metallic. And then last but not least, I think we need to have a little bit of red in here. I'm gonna use Charles Lee Ray, the red. This one looks like a little smoother, maybe a little bit more satiny. I'm gonna spray that too, and I'm just gonna use that just to pop a little red onto the lid. I wanted it to be like a combo of red and purple. So my lids are looking so dark. So to add a little contrast, I'm going to go into Wanna Play and use that as the inner corner highlight. It looks like a really intense silvery shade. I have to swatch it. Let's see. Ooh, that's pretty. So I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to wet the brush. And I'm just going to pop that all here. I'm going to bring it up a little bit, just because I know this look is so dark that I could use a little bit more brightness. It's not the brightest silver that I've used, but it does help give brightness and breaks up the palette just ever so slightly. I might top over something on top of this just to get it to be a little brighter because I do want a little bit more contrast, but this would be fine on its own. But I think because my lid is just so dark, I feel like I need a little bit more brightness. So to intensify that inner corner, I'm going to go into one of my favorite silvers in my collection. This is the Nabla Platinum Cutie palette, and this luxuriant shade, which I've swatched a million times on this channel, is so bright and intense of a silver, and it's gonna add some pop. I just know it. So let's just get that right there. But you see how bright that is? It's definitely way of a brighter silver. I needed that. I needed that. I wish the silver in this Chucky palette was like this bright. I think that would have totally set this palette off and took it up the next notch. I do want to take a little bit of Chucky and Tiff Forever just on the bottom between the matte and that silver down here, just to get a better like little transition, because I feel like there's like an extreme difference between the two. So I'm just doing that ever so slightly down here. So there's the look, very blown out, very intense. So now I want to get into the liners. So I'm going to start off with the felt tip liner. I'm not sure how much you're gonna see it because my lids are so dark, but I want to try it out. I love that it has such a fine tip. Like you can just do really detailed work with it. It has like a little ball in there so you can mix up the actual liner inside. Yeah, this tip is so easy to work with. Wow, I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing at all, but it's such a nice fine tip. I love that so much. Just trying to get it to build up a little bit so you can actually see it on the lid. So there's the little wing liner. I think it looks really good. You can actually see it, and it was really easy to put this on because it's such a small little tip. It's very detailed. So now I'm going to go into the pencil version, and I'm going to use that down here. This is so unbelievably creamy and easy to use. I used to stay away from like wood pencils like this, but this formula just seems so good. It just glides right on. Like, look at that. I didn't even have to put much effort into doing that. So those are the liners. I like these. So I'm going to do the liner for my other eye off camera. I'll probably go and finish up the look as well. Add a lippy. Maybe put on some falsies. I'm thinking I'm going to use the chocolate bar lashes from Glamlite. And then I will come back and show you guys the completed look. Alright my loves, I am back and here's the completed look. Let me lean in so you guys can really see the shadows and how everything looks. I love this. It's very smoky, very bold and intense. And I know this is not everyone's go-to, but this is the kind of makeup I like to do. This is where I feel the most bold and sexy and empowered. And I think this palette totally captures my makeup aesthetic, just the kind of shadows that I love to play with. And I just really feel good in this look. So because I wanted to keep it bold, I went in with a bold lippy. I used the Nabla Close-Up Lip Liner and Nude number 6. I was actually not that lazy today, so I put on a lip liner. I'm very proud of myself. And then I went in with the Lethal Cosmetics lipstick in Angsum. It's a more cooler tone, darker chocolatey shade. It has a slight bit of red to it, just ever so slightly, so I think it pairs really nicely with the look. I was thinking about going in with a black lippy, but I felt like maybe a darker brown would be better than going so bold and going right into black, since I have so much darkness on the eyes already. And for my lashes, I used the Milani Highly Rated Lash Extension Mascara, and I did go over with the Glamlite Chocolate Candy Bar Lashes. These are on super clearance. I think I got these for like less than $3, and they're really bold and full and dramatic, and I think these kind of lashes are what you need for a look like this. And I think that's basically all I did off camera to finish off the look. Everything is done and complete, and I think I'm ready to now give you guys like my final first impressions on all of these products. I'm so happy I picked up products from this collection. Now I did pass on some things and I forgot to mention them in the beginning, but there was a blush compact and some lip kits, which they all looked really pretty, but I had a lot of things similar to those items, so I passed on it. But for the things that I picked up, I'm very happy with. These liners are really good. This liquid liner has the most smallest, finest tip ever. So if you wanted to do like a really thin line or a little detailed liner work, you could totally do this with this pen. and it had good pigmentation, a good amount of product came out, so it was really easy to create a wing with this. And the pencil liner, which I normally don't like wood pencils, but the product is so creamy and glidey. Like, I was able to put it on my waterline so easily, and I feel like this would be a great pencil to do like smudging on the lower lash line or smudging on the lid, because the formula is so creamy, and I feel like it's gonna be long lasting. Like, it's still nice and opaque, and sometimes my eyes get watery because my allergies, so I'll have to wear it, you know, throughout the day to see how long, you know, the liners last. But I'm very happy so far. And then the palette is beautiful. It's smoky, it's dark, it's vampy, it's sultry, it's sexy. So if you like these kind of tones, I think you would really like this palette. It seems like the usual Glamlite formula: pigment tint mattes, buildable, blendable. The metallics are nice and creamy and smooth. Some of them have little sparkles. I just love the tones in here. Now, if you don't like darker palettes, you're not gonna like this palette. There's not a lot of light shades in here. You would have to pull in lighter palettes to, you know, break this up. But if you like these kind of tones, or you're needing more darker, like smoky mattes in your collection, I think this is a good one to add. Formula is great and consistent, and I think they did an amazing job with the packaging. Like, they totally get points for the packaging as well. And overall, it was a really good collab, and I'm happy that I picked up these products. But that was my thoughts on everything. You guys will have to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you pick up anything from this collection? What are your thoughts? I would love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you enjoyed this video, you like a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, you like a lot of indie makeup, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I'd love to have you here. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I'll have all the products linked where you can find them. I'll link the rest of my makeup as well, in case you're curious on what I'm wearing for foundation and things like that. I will also have other Glamlite review videos that I've done if you want to see more on their products. And I will also have my contact and my social media platforms. I'm also on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_Beauty. So if you want to see some other content and join my Instagram fam, I would really, really love that. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for being here, being amazing, supporting me. I just appreciate you guys all so much, and I just hope all of you are doing well wherever you are in the world, and I'm just sending you guys so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.